The final segment we have is Into the Unknown. That went nowhere.
There we go.
Into the Unknown. The things we don't know.
Yeah.
To be fair, some of the stuff we kind of learned from the trailer. Mm-hmm. Let's start with Melisandre. Mm-hmm. Like before the trailer, we'd heard nothing about her.
I was surprised to see her.
Yeah, me too. And where was she?
I have no idea.
Did you catch that? So that looked like she was at Dragonstone.
Oh.
So Daenerys is going to Dragonstone.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty clear from all the clips and the trailers and the throne room and
yeah.
everything. Like she's where, that's where Stannis was holed up for the first 4 seasons of the show. That's where Daenerys was born before she got carried across the Narrow Sea. And that's where she's going to like make her home base, is on Dragonstone. Yeah. Which makes sense. It makes poetic sense. It makes military sense because it's like an island near King's Landing, but not like right in King's Landing. She can like have her soldiers and her ships there. It adds up nicely. And in that shot from the trailer, Melisandre was looking down at kind of the Dragonstone stairway as they came up. Mm-hmm. And that's the first we've seen of her. So apparently she goes to Dragonstone. What is she doing there?
I don't know what she's doing there, but it's going to be interesting to see how that all works with Tyrion and Dany and that whole kind of group of people working together. That's going to be, because it's, you know, we always joke about like the sitcoms and the spin-offs of these characters that should link up, and that's one that we never really kind of considered. Melisandre, who we've seen do all these kind of things, and all of a sudden she's sandwiched here with Dany and Tyrion and all these people.
Melisandre likes fire. Dany loves fire. There are worse pairings to have.
That's true. But do we trust Melisandre is the question.
I trust her more now than I used to. Mm-hmm. I mean, back when we didn't really know anything about her, and she was just burning little girls and leeching Gendry and just being generally creepy and birthing shadow babies. But after she seemed to kind of humble out a little bit after Stannis got defeated and we learned she was actually a super old lady, just kind of pretending to be a beautiful woman. I think that humanized her a little bit, and she seems like more on the ball now. She seemed more vulnerable when Jon banished her. So I'm not really sure. I am intrigued by her. I'm intrigued by where she's going with this. I'm intrigued to see what she does. I didn't expect her to come up. I didn't expect her to show up at Dragonstone, though. I didn't.
No, that was surprising. And again, I didn't think that we were going to see much of her again. And
I know we'd see something. I mean,
yeah, but there she was in the trailer. You know, there's certain characters like Sam and people that we didn't see in the trailer, and all of a sudden we got Melisandre there. So that's, you know, they don't put her in there for no reason. So that's, I think she's
it makes
going to play a big
sense
role.
to me because, you know, she was at Dragonstone for the first 3 seasons of the show, the first 4 seasons of the show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now she's banished, she might go back there to hang out. The other thing people have been saying is that if Dany gets to Dragonstone and summons kind of the other lords and ladies to come swear fealty to her or whatever, and Jon Snow comes to Dragonstone to kind of supplicate himself at the feet of the Dragon Queen, and he sees Melisandre there, she can be like, well, you told me to leave. I didn't break any rules. So
what a reunion. Melisandre. She's going to play. I don't know what she's going to do, but
yeah, neither do I.
Definitely intrigued now that I know that she has some kind of significant role. Because they're not going to throw her in the trailer if she's got some kind of throwaway role where, you know, they just roll through Dragonstone and they're like, oh, hey, what's up, Melisandre? And she kind of updates them on what's ever going on. She's going to play a significant role, so I think that's good for her. And again, if we're talking about middle-tier characters who are on the chopping block, Melisandre. And if we're talking about characters who are looking for a way to redeem themselves, maybe by sacrificing to the cause, Melisandre's near the top of my list on that.
I mean, she's one where I have a hard time predicting her end game.
Yeah.
Like, she's such a weird, kind of mysterious character. It's difficult to say what she'll end up doing. Other than that, the other character we didn't see in the trailer, we do have one picture of him, is the Hound. And so last we saw him, he joined the Brotherhood Without Banners, Beric Dondarrion, the other person we know who's died, been brought back, and Thoros of Myr, the priest who did it. They were going to go north. We didn't see him in the trailer at all. What are you hoping for the Hound, who's now back in the mix for season 7 or beyond?
To me, the Hound has never really been a character who is anything other than brute force. It's not like he's ever been a guy who's, you know, oh, maybe he's going to take the Iron Throne. Maybe there's some kind of bloodline with him. He's always kind of just been a strong man. But he's been a strong man that we've kind of developed certain feelings for. You know, we kind of didn't like him at first, and then with all that time he spent with Arya, and especially last season when you saw him join up, that was an episode where the Hound really kind of became, we were reminded that we care about the Hound. We maybe don't necessarily like him or agree with him all the time, but we like the Hound. So I think that, if we're talking about Arya maybe going to King's Landing to kill Cersei, there could be a reunion there at some point with the Hound and Arya, maybe in the north somewhere, and he's like along her journey. That seems to me maybe some kind of a reunion that we would see.
I have 2 points. Julie Davies says drink, so
Julie Davies says it.
Let's
we
do
have
that.
To do it.
And the other point is, do you think a Hound and Arya reunion is in the cards?
It could. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I don't know necessarily that we're heading towards that, but it's an option.
I mean, because we know the Hound is going to the north. We know that because they implied it very strongly. They were like, there are dark forces rising in the north. They got to go to the north. And then Arya, it makes sense she go to the north. So I could see them reuniting. That'd be yet another extremely awkward reunion, a long string of them. Robin Carson thinks the Hound needs to kill the Mountain. Anything to that?
Ooh, that's
his zombie brother.
There you go. We want to talk about siblings and emotional
I
moments.
don't see it happening this season,
I don't
Robin.
think so.
Because I'm not sure they're going to be in the same place. I just don't see it happening. But next year, possibly, it would be satisfying. Clegane Bowl is a long-running Game of Thrones fan theory that posits that those two will face off one day. And it could still happen, on the show at least. And then as the last thing we don't really know about, you brought it up a little bit, is Gendry. Do you think he's going to come back? We haven't seen him in a while.
I think so. I really think that we're going to see Gendry come back. It just feels like Gendry coming back creates more problems than it solves.
How so?
And Game of Thrones, well, he's Robert Baratheon's bastard son and everything like that. He does have kind of a right to the throne, just like everybody else. So here's this extra piece vying for the throne. We got a wild card in the situation. I don't know. I just feel like if there's a chance to kind of gum up the works a little bit with an extra character who does have a right to the throne, it makes sense to bring Gendry back. Plus, everybody wants to know what happened to Gendry. Maybe he comes back for an episode and someone bumps him off because Cersei finds out that he's back or something like that. But everybody wants to know what happened to Gendry. We like Gendry.
We do. And he rode away. We don't know what happened to him. A popular theory is that he'd bring him back and Dany would legitimize him as kings and queens can do, and then make him an ally that way. Not for the throne, but like, you own the Stormlands, which are the Baratheon kind of lands. The way the north is the Stark lands, they're the Baratheon lands. I mean, she doesn't want him to be on the throne, obviously, but that's a theory that's been bandied around.
I like that.
Which I could see. I mean, because Gendry, I don't think he wants any kind of power.
I don't think so. I think that
Does he even know? Yes, he does know that he's the son of the king, but he knew it very tangentially on a weird leech magic journey that he just kind of passed through.
Yeah, I think I like that theory of Gendry coming back and playing kind of a role in Dany's plot to weaken Cersei and also set herself up to have an ally once she takes the throne.
Exactly.
Like, you're not, because he does have a right to the throne, so maybe she gives him something, a little pocket of land to rule over. He doesn't necessarily want to come and overthrow and all that kind of stuff. So
I can't
I
see
like
him
that.
do that.
Very diplomatic of Dany.